Alright, this is section 10.1, cones and pyramids. We are going to find the surface area of a cone and a pyramid. Now, first thing is we need to know what these things actually are. A cone is a three-dimensional figure with a circle as the base and one vertex not coplanar with the base. So we have a circle base here, and we have our vertex up here that is not coplanar with the base. Now, our surface area of our cone is going to be pi times r times L plus pi r squared. Now, we recognize pi r squared because pi r squared is just the area of a circle. So we have our area of a circle at the end, and now our L is going to be our slant height. I know that normally we say h for height, but this is my altitude height, and this is my slant height, and my formula requires me to have L for slant height. And then pi and radius are still the same thing. Now for the pyramid. It is a polyhedron in which the base is a polygon, and the other lateral faces are triangles with a common vertex. And we name our triangles using its base name. So, for example, we have formula for a square pyramid, and we have the formula for a triangular pyramid. Both of these, square pyramid is going to be like this one, where it has a square as the base. Triangular pyramid is where we're going to have a triangle at the bottom. Okay, so our first formula is the square pyramid. So we have 1/2 4 times s. So 1/2 4 times my side of my base times my slant height plus s squared. Now notice s squared is the area formula for a square. So it's going to be there. So when we look over here, we're going to have 1/2 base times height, and that's going to be our triangle area. And it's going to be our base triangle, not our lateral triangle. Now, we also know that we have 4 times s. 4 times s is going to be my perimeter. That's why in my triangular one, it's 3 times s. So my basic formula for surface area for a pyramid is going to be 1/2 the perimeter of my base times the slant height plus the area of base. This is the basic formula. So if you can remember that this is perimeter of the base and area of the base, capital P and capital B, then you are fine and you can use this formula if you would like. If you're not going to be able to remember that, here's the individualized formulas that you can use. Okay, so our first example, it says find the surface area of the following figure. And we have a cone, so we're going to use our cone formula. So we have surface area is equal to pi times the radius times our slant height plus pi r squared, which is the area of our base. So we have pi times our radius, which is 16, times our slant height, which we don't know. So we have L, plus pi times our radius squared. Now, in order to figure out our slant height, notice that we have a triangle here. So if I have this triangle right here that goes from here to here and then up and then this length here, this is going to be a right triangle. So I can use Pythagorean theorem to figure it out. So I have 16 squared plus 30 squared equals my hypotenuse squared, and my hypotenuse is my slant height. So I have 16 squared plus 30 squared is equal to c squared or L squared, whichever you would like. So we have 16 squared, which is 256, plus 30 squared, which is 900, equals c squared. So 900 plus 256 is 1,156 is equal to c squared. Take the square root of both sides. If you take the square root of 1,156, you get c is equal to 34. So 34 is out here, and this is also my slant height. So I have now pi times 16 times 34 plus pi times 16 squared. So now I have 34 times 16, which is 544 pi, plus 16 squared we figured out over here, which was 256 pi. Now I'm just going to add these together, So I get 800 pi meters squared. And you can leave pi in your answer. I didn't specify whether you had to multiply it out or leave it, but it's easier to leave it, so I'm just going to leave it since it doesn't tell me what I have to do. All right, next one. Same kind of problem. It says find the surface area of the following figure. Now, we know this figure is a cone. So I have surface area equals pi RL plus pi r squared. Now, you have to memorize this. It is not an option to not memorize this formula. So we have pi times my radius, which is going to be 3, times our slant height, which is 7, plus pi times 3 squared. So I have 7 times 3, which is 21 pi, plus 3 squared is 9 times pi, and now 21 plus 9 is equal to 30 pi inches squared. So the surface area of this cone is 30 pi inches squared. Now we have pyramids. Now it says find the surface area, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Now, if you want to, you are more than welcome to make a net of this. So you would have a square, and then you would have a triangle here, a triangle here, here, and here. And your side length would be 11, and then you can label everything and solve from there. Or we can use the formula. And our formula for this one is, since it's a square base, we have 1/2 of 4 times s times L is equal to plus s squared. Because remember, this is the area of our base, and our base is a square. So that means I need to, one, find my slant height. And I can find my slant height if you look here. My slant height can be right here. And if I connect this here, now I have a right triangle. Okay, and to solve for my slant height, I have this right triangle, so I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to erase this. So I have this triangle here, and 11 is my whole length. So the length here is going to be 5.5. So I have 12, 5.5, and then we're looking for slant height. So I have 12 squared plus 5.5 squared is equal to our slant squared. 12 squared is 144. 5.5 squared is 30.25 is equal to L squared. So I have 144 plus 30.25, which is 174.25, is equal to our slant squared. Now, since this is squared, I need to take the square root of both sides. So my slant height is going to be equal to 13.2. So when I'm back up here in my equation, I have 1/2 times 4 times my side, which is 11. And we found our slant height, which was 13.2, plus my side squared. So I have 11 squared. So then I have 1/2, 4 times 11 is 44, plus 13.2, and 11 squared is 121. 1/2 of 44 is 22, so I have 22 times 13.2 plus 121. And 22 times 13.2 is 290.4. And then if I add 121 to that, I get 411.4 centimeters squared. So my surface area of my square pyramid is 411.4 centimeters squared.